Hello, I'm Valerie McLennan. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be. I hope you're well. This is my spiritual channel and I incorporate ways of life, share funny stories. I'm full of wisdom and wit, allegedly. And from time to time, as I said, I burst into song, even surprising myself. I make you laugh even when you won't admit it. I know I do. Now, sometimes if you revert back to previous podcasts, some of them have been very serious. Some, you have to take action yourself. I know this is a tricky bit. I know you listen, it all makes sense, but then it comes to you actually taking action. I know. Well, overcome the challenge and take the first step. You know all about it. Now, if you're a new listener, thank you very much. And I hope you will revert to my previous podcasts. And I think you will enjoy. I do. In fact, I know you will. And if you've been following me a while, thank you very much. I appreciate you being there, staying there, and all of the above. Now, the previous podcast was, I think it was a bit quite serious. Can't remember now. I don't know what that voice is either. Oh no, neither do I. And now, this evening, I'm just going to give you a little laugh. I am, because I thought it's a Wednesday. It's absolutely bitterly cold, isn't it? Very, very still. Not a leaf is moving. They're probably too cold. It is bitterly cold. Anyway, I thought I'm just going to pop on and give you a little laugh. Now, they're very innocent laughs. Someone actually sent me a couple of these and said, oh, here, I saw that. I read these and it just reminded me of your patter. My patter? I know. I was looking over my shoulder. What do you mean, my patter? Anyway, I read them. I had to laugh. I thought that is like something I would say. Anyway, the first couple are just silly little things just to make you smile, if not guffaw. But then the other ones I think are really funny are headed letters to God. The ones where children send letters to God. Now, we laugh and it sounds funny. Some of them do make sense, when you think about it, out of the innocent mouths of babes. First two funny ones. This isn't the letters to God. This is just a couple of little one or two liners that I just thought was slightly amusing. As I'm always speaking about having to remain positive, da-di-da, ignore negativity, all of the above. This is the ones that someone sent me and said, I think you like this. I used to be indecisive. Now I'm not sure. I know, I tend to do a play in words. I quite like those silly ones. I do. Did you laugh? Did you smile? Did you get it? Anyway, all of the above helps. No sense in being pessimistic. It wouldn't work anyway. Now, they get better. I thought they were quite funny. Anyway, letters to God. Are you sitting down? Will I do the usual thing? Have you got a cup of tea? I don't know why I say it like a cup of tea. Have you got a cup of tea? Cup of coffee? Have you had your dinner? Lovely. It's the evening. I'm recording this and it is approximately 7:15 p.m. Now, letters to God from children. Dear God, instead of letting people die and having to make new ones, why don't you just keep the ones you made already? Now, that's actually quite funny, but you might be thinking, indeed, why don't you? Anyway, dear God, I'm laughing because I know this one already. Dear God, if you watch me in church on Sunday, I will show you my new shoes. No, I wasn't thinking that, but I said, this is from children. I know, I might wear my new shoes. Anyway, dear God, did you mean for a giraffe to look like that, or was it an accident? Poor giraffe. They are funny-looking things, aren't they? Aren't they funny-looking things? The giraffe will be saying, have you ever looked in a mirror, hen? I don't know if it would call me hen. Just thought I'd go very Scottish, just for that mole. Children in the school cafe. And there's a note at the top saying, take one apple. Oh, no, take one apple only, as God is watching. They all walk their way further down the line, and there's a massive big bowl of cookies, chocolate cookies. And a little girl is heard saying, take as many as you like, God is watching the apples. I like these. Dear God, I went to a wedding in a church, and right there in the middle of the church, the couple were kissing. Is that okay, God? I know. I'm not finished yet. He said, thank goodness. Dear God, thank you for my baby brother. But I actually prayed for a puppy. There's a lot of kids like that. A lot of youngsters saying, I actually wanted a puppy. I know, a lot of adults like that. I would like it. I know, no, I'm not going there. No, I don't. Don't even start offering me anything. No, thank you. I didn't think orange... Oh, my mouth's not working. I didn't think orange went with purple until I saw the sunset you made on Tuesday. God, that was cool. Indeed. The teacher was watching a little girl drawing a picture. What are you doing? I'm drawing God. The teacher said, but nobody knows what God looks like. And the little girl said, oh, well, they will in a minute. I can imagine me saying that when I was younger. I can imagine me saying that in a minute. Now, is this the last one? This is the last one. You said, thank goodness for that. Thank goodness for that. That sounded like, who was that? Tommy Cooper? Oh, no, didn't even know I could do Tommy Cooper. So I said, how did you do it? A mother took her 3-year-old daughter to church. The lights lowered and the choir walked along with candles. In a very quiet room, a little 3-year-old girl started singing, Happy birthday to you. Did you get it? Last one. Sunday school teacher said to the children, to a little boy. Start again. Sunday school teacher said to a little boy, do you pray before meals at home? And the little boy said, no, we don't need to. My mum is a good cook. That's not bad for a bed. That's quite good for a bed today. Someone sent me them and I thought that was hilarious. Anyway, here I am. What am I going to do now? What'll I do now? I love them. I like those little innocent ones. And you know something? There is wisdom tied in those words. If you look at it, I'm always saying, where is she going with this now? I don't know either. If you listen to my talks, yes, we do, partly, and then we eat our dinner. I know. I'm always saying, through the innocent eyes of children, you know, if you look at things and you make it, if you just look through the eyes of children or just have an innocence, a faith, like the innocence of a child, you'd get through this world easier. You would. What happens? You reach a certain age, you come into the, here she goes, you come into the baby and you leave as, I know, I can tell you've been here a while. You arrive as a baby and we leave whenever we are asked to leave. We don't know the day nor the hour. No, we don't. And neither do I. And it's what we do in the meantime that matters. I know. But as we arrive, and if you look at young children, you know, like even youngsters, when they're laughing and they're giggling and they're playing, all totally innocent because they're looking through the eyes of innocence. They're not looking for anything, you know, they're not being kind of negative. They're not looking for the worst. They tend to look for the best, or they just believe. They just believe. Whatever they're told, you know, whatever their parents are saying, whatever they're hearing, they believe. Then we reach a certain age. Not me. No, we do, but you reach a certain age and then we start to doubt everything. You know, people are telling you things, you start to doubt it. I wonder if that's true. You know, you don't really hear children do that. I wonder if that's true. They just take what they're told from their parents as fact. Then we reach a certain age and suddenly everyone becomes suspicious of everything. What do you mean? What does that mean? I don't believe that. Do you? Do you notice when people are... I'm just going to... I don't know where I'm going with this. Neither do I. Anyway, do you notice when people, if they're doubting something, they always look for a backup from another human being who knows no more, no less than the person who doesn't understand it in the first place? I know. I don't know what that meant either. So if someone is saying a doubt, you know, I don't know if that's true, they will look over their shoulder or to the person beside them and you'll hear them utter the words, do you? I know. So they involve someone else. So then their friend, their whoever in the house, whoever, will start to say either yes or no. And then suddenly, if they say, no, I don't believe it either, that's a fact. See, two of them together, both don't understand it, both have decided it's not true. There you go. End of subject. It is no longer truth. It is no longer, you know. So people kind of say something, they judge it for themselves. You know, they are their own judge and jury. I need to watch the way I say that because I sometimes say their own judge and Judy. You know what I mean? Or their own Punch and Judy. I've said that before. I meant their own judge and jury. I've got to say it quite slow. Their own judge and jury. Not their own Punch and Judy. I know. Same thing. Whatever. But they make up their mind. So from children, they believe what they're told. Like those little things I've just read. You know, they just take it, hey, and move on with their lives. Oh no, People reach a certain age, they start to dissect every single thing. Can it be true? Do you think that's true? Oh, I don't think so. Do you? No, neither do I. Oh, well, that's it then. That's us. We sorted that one out. Anyway, next. Do you believe the other one? No, don't believe that either. Do you? No, neither do I. Their own judge and jury. They're a bunch of their own jury. Anyway, so this is what happens. You need to try, I would suggest, in a very kind fashion, that you try and remove that and go back to what it was like. It's not as if you were never a child. If you're on earth now and you're an adult, you were a child, You did not arrive in this world wearing that suit and tie or whatever you've got on at the moment. I know, whatever it is you're wearing, that dress, whatever it is. You arrived as a child. You can easily remind yourself and try and look through the eyes of innocence. Remember how to laugh. Do you ever just hear children laughing and you don't even know what they're laughing at, but they've got that real belly laugh, the real giggly belly laugh, and if you just happen to overhear them, you can laugh with them, even if you pass them in the street, wherever you are, and you hear that real giggly laugh, you tend to smile. Oh, do you not? For goodness sake, what's wrong with you? No, you do. Most people would kind of laugh or smile or something, because what's wrong with you doing that? Well, maybe don't go to that extreme. I know, don't go to that extreme. Don't start kind of rolling on the ground, screeching and laughing. I'm just meaning, remember what it's like to find humour. This is why I just came on with those letters to God. Remind yourself what it's like just to smile and laugh at the ridiculousness of life. You don't have always to be, in this heavy energy. I think it's what's happening to many, many people. As you keep hearing on the news, many people are suffering from anxiety and stress. No wonder. If you completely lived in this heavy, tense, stressful atmosphere continually, and you don't force yourself out of it and try and laugh, try and just look at things like, it's not, whatever's worrying you today, the next few days, it'll pass. This too shall pass. Whatever we're all going through, we're all facing at the moment, when people are going through things, it looks like a mountain. It will pass. It will pass, and you'll come out the other side. This is what, you can't get lost in the middle. If you let any situation in your life start to become overwhelming, you're making the challenge 100 times, more difficult than it has to be. I just came on with my letters to God, my little one-liners, to make you smile. Now, for you, my suggestion would be, take it from there. This is why someone sent me those, because I tend to laugh at the silliness of life, and I try and bring that into my world. Life is challenging enough. We will face, many things. In the lighter moment, just find humour where it is. That's why my channel is called Valerie Mac. My name is Valerie McLennan. Thank you if you're new. The day I was setting it up, I didn't have enough little boxes. I know, this is what I mean. I know, I'll go back briefly to automated systems. I know you thought you were getting away with that one today. On, automated systems, things that they're here just to make your life more challenging. Normally, I would have enough boxes to put my name. I don't ask a lot. I'm not hard to please, and I would have just put Valerie McLennan. Oh no. Suddenly, I was only allowed about three boxes. So my name is Valerie Mac, but my real name is Valerie McLennan, but I can still be called Valerie Mac. I know. Oh, Valerie Mac, Scottish I am, spiritual I am, and funny, because I try and find humour in life. And this is what I'm trying to keep repeating. I know people who very, 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 very seldom laugh. Sometimes if I make them laugh unwittingly or consciously make them laugh, they do tend to say, some of them struggle to laugh. I don't mean physically, but they've been kind of so inward for so long that they've kind of got out of the way of laughing at silliness. And it takes a bit of an effort for them to really kind of let go and laugh. Now, as long, I'm nearly 40 now. I know, or that old chestnut. I know. I'm nearly 40, and I refuse to let the child, keep your mind in a childlike state. Just because you're a number, whatever number you are on your birth certificate, where does it say you're not allowed to laugh? You're not allowed to laugh anymore. You're not allowed to have the innocence and the humour. You don't have, find humour. That's what I'm going to leave you with today. Find the humour, even the silliness in life, and share it with other people. You might say that to someone who's going through a really, really rotten, miserable time. And a one-liner, just something to make them laugh. It breaks that circle and that heaviness, even if it's briefly, even for a moment. But if you do it more often and you keep doing it, you'll start to you'll find that your spirit feels lighter and generally you feel lighter within. Thanking you very much. Now go and listen to that again. Listen to it again and make yourself laugh. Share those little funny letters to God. It's quite funny, isn't it? And the funny two little things, the two little funny things. I used to be indecisive. Now I'm not so sure. What was the last one? No sense in being pessimistic, is there? I wouldn't work anyway. I don't know why I'm doing it in Scottish. Oh, I am Scottish. Anyway, thank you for listening. There is wisdom in those words. Please take it on board. And I'll catch you again soon. Look after each other. Bye for now.